the overall topic of this video, it's really going to be about how everything we know about parenting, raising kids, training, it feels like it's all been a big lie up till a month ago. And it seems like everything we were told by parents, I don't know, like videos and everything else, the government, it's just all been one big lie.
It's been a way to adjust society to conform with the new norm.
And by that, you mean,
That we are very money driven, narcissistic. It's all about me, even though they're also about they have a big talk about everything being like unity and like we're all in this together, but it's like no, everyone's trying to get ahead of everybody else. And so everything is, as we've described, the rat race, right? The matrix. It's all part of that. And to accustom our kids to be raised in a society that meets that fast pace,
yeah, so true.
which is detrimental to our kids at this point.
Yeah. And everything comes at a cost, right? If you want wealth, you're going to be at a cost of something. And it's either your health or your family,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
if you want to be poor, I mean, that's at the cost of
Yeah.
something too. But like, what's worse? I don't know.
One thing that I've always thought about was they always say with handyman contractor stuff, you have three choices, right? You have quality, speed, and price. And you can only always pick two of those, but you can't have all three.
Right.
So everything comes at a cost. And as a contractor myself now, just kidding.
No, seriously, you've been doing good. You've been doing good. Side
one,
note, Tom's been building some stuff. So
yeah,
he's
how
a
much stuff have
contractor
I
now.
built in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, a
Anyways,
lot.
so there's always the kind of rule when it comes to contractor. I don't know everybody, but I just heard about this. Is that
Talking like you know now. Hey?
I know.
Anyway.
So there's three things in contracting, right? There's the speed of the project, the cost of the project, and the quality of the project.
Yeah.
And usually you can only pick two out of the three. So what I mean by that is if you want things to get fast, to be built fast and have quality, it's not going to be cheap. Now, if you want a project to be done cheap and fast, it's not going to have quality.
Right.
So what I'm reverting is that something will always come at a cost.
Right.
And so in today's society, we are very much status driven, wealth driven. Everything is based on like what you have, right? And
Well, and also, sorry, just a quick side note on that. Is that because that's what we all want, or is that because we're what we feel forced to do?
forced? I don't know about forced.
And I mean forced because of the costs of everything in the world
Oh,
right
I
now.
see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? Like we kind of
Right.
feel like we have to make as much money as we can just to even survive at this point. Not even just to be wealthy, but to survive.
I think that when you grow up in a culture where where your job really matters, and by that I mean like when I turned 18, like I was basically like pushed into schooling, right? Like it was very much like this is all my one of my like literally all my friends were going to school. Like literally. I don't think I had a friend that didn't go to school.
Right.
So naturally, of course, I'm with the curve, right? Like I'm okay, I guess I'm going to school. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to school as well.
Yeah.
You know, when you're stuck in a culture like that, and then after school, you have a little bit of debt, not as bad as the US, but in Canada, we have a little bit of debt still. And you got this piece of paper, and now you're like, oh, I guess I should like do something with this because I've been in school for 4 to 6 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's pressure. It's like this constant thing that is like pushing you into the world. It's like here you go, like go into the world. It's we've been prepping you for this moment now.
Yeah.
And yeah, like again, all your friends are, they're having girlfriends or they're buying a house now, and you're just like, oh, I guess I gotta keep up with that.
Yeah.
So now you're just keeping up to keep up.
Yeah.
And now when you're with your buddies, they're talking about how much money they make and this and that, and Now you got to keep up. So it's like this
Yeah.
constant thing you just have to keep up.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, right? Like, is it actually because it's our the narcissisms within us, or is it because like we feel like we'd never had a choice and we were never told that there were other options? So,
No, no, it's a it's gotta be. Yeah, I feel like you'd be lucky if you got out of that race, kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be very fortunate.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Back to your contracting
Oh,
metaphor.
right, my contract
Sorry.
metaphor. Okay, so in my opinion, I think that in life, there's three most important things, right? Like there's your health, and then your family, and then your wealth. And I think that very much like the contracting rule, you can always only pick two of those. It's rarely rare where you can have all three. You can't have the perfect health and the perfect health and have the perfect wealth. Like time wise, it just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So pick your best out of the two, but it's always going to come at a cost of something. So, for example, if you pick family and health, it's going to come at a cost of wealth because you're going to be spending so much time with your family and your health. It's just, you're not going to have enough time to build a career, build a business, stuff like that. And so I guess, yeah, that is what I mean by that. It's everything comes at a cost of something.
Right. And I guess I'm wondering, is there any way to actually get all three?
I don't know.
Like time? Could time work?
I think if you do, I think you're lying to yourself in a way because we both know how long it takes to build a business. You know, like I've been a business owner since like for 7 years and it takes a lot of time. It
Mm-hmm.
takes, yeah, I just don't see it. And
Well, and the only reason I'm thinking, like, because we are doing our own business endeavors, in the hopes that in the future we will have passive income to build wealth for us as well. I mean, sure, we might not be billionaires, but it'll be a more cushy position than the alternative. But also, if we take our time with that and just kind of move slowly and build it slowly, then we still get to focus on our kids and we get to focus on our health and make sure that those are still intact while we build the wealth.
yeah, I feel like
Does
right
that make
now,
sense?
I
Is
think
that
so.
possible?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're slowly doing the wealth thing, but I feel like right now we're very family driven
Yes.
and we're very health driven as well. Wealth is like at the bottom right now.
Yeah.
Where literally a month or two ago, it was kind of the opposite. I think we were lying to ourselves a little bit. You know, we were sacrificing a lot of time to build this business. And
Well, we kind of wanted to do that get rich quick scheme, right? It's like the
exactly.
more we focus on
Yeah, the
this,
faster we get there, and then the faster we get to spend more of our time with our families.
yeah, and then in
And
the meantime, we're like
yeah,
wasting all this time
with
without
the
our family. I
seriously.
mean, and again, this is the crazy part is we are ahead of so many other families out there. Because even though we were doing that,
Yeah,
we were still with our family all the
all the
time.
time.
Or at least one of us was,
Yeah, yeah,
because we would take turns.
yeah.
So, I
And
don't know.
And the reason for that was because, you know, should we mention this doctor's name? We probably should, right? So this doctor is Dr. Erica, what's her last name?
Commissar, I think is how you say
Commissar,
it.
Dr. Commissar. She was recommended by a viewer of ours, and she told us like, you know, you need to check out this doctor
Yeah,
on sleep
specifically
training.
about sleep training.
Sleep
Yeah.
training. So it was just like, because we, you know, we have a few videos about sleep training, and we're very proud of it. And you know, even though Peanut has come up with just different challenges for us with sleep training, we're still able to overcome it, and we're very proud of it. However, watching her podcasts and
Or her
what
interview.
her interview,
Yeah, one of her
it's
interviews.
yeah,
She has
it's
many.
really yeah, she has many and they're all great. Like she has a wealth of knowledge on just raising kids, on the psychology of it. She's a psychoanalysis. She's been doing that for 30 years
Yeah.
and yeah, she's just like absolutely shifted her mind like 180 degrees. Like we are just like,
Yeah.
oh, so we don't know anything about parenting now.
Yeah. And the other thing is, everyone always says, "Oh, well, each doctor will say something different." But to me, I'm like, so I ended up getting her book, obviously being there, and is the title of the book being there. But she referenced literally the footnotes or citations or whatever you want to call them, like they're extensive. So like every single piece of information has been backed by scientific studies. So for me, I'm kind of like, how can you not take her seriously? Especially when she has been dealing, like she was a social worker and then she transitioned into doing all this family work, and she did a lot of noticing herself about families and kids coming in and the relationships between all of these things. And I don't know, I just think she's very, very knowledgeable, and but she's also very, I don't want to say harsh.
It's harsh. In this
In the most loving way.
in this part of society, it's harsh.
Yes.
Because it's absolutely everything we're going with. It's so against the grain that if you're with the grain, you're like, what?
Yeah, what does she call it? Like the unconventional truth or something?
Inconvenient.
The inconvenient truth, maybe.
Inconvenient truth.
Something like that.
Yeah.
In simpler layman's terms, we'll just say harsh realities. Like,
Yeah.
it's a harsh truth that you have to swallow your pride and be like, oh,
It
okay.
really is. It really just makes you think, like, everything we're doing for our kids, you're not doing it for your kids.
Well, yeah,
they
you're
they
doing it
want
for
you
yourself.
they want you to be there more than you building a status of yourself so you can buy a bigger house.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, your kids don't care about the room size they have.
No.
Right?
No.
And even thinking about my childhood, like I was never, oh, I had a 10-foot by 10-foot room. You know what I mean? Like it was never anything like
Yeah,
that.
look at this
It was
bunk bed I got.
yeah,
It's
I got
got a
this
top.
sick, but it was like $1,000.
No, kids are not materialistic like that.
No.
No.
And even if you, yeah, there's been many studies about children and toys as well, right? Like if you put them in a room, how creative can a child be with a box? And they are creative. If I was with a box, I'd be like, you can close it. You can like fold it. I don't know. But they're making ramps or they're doing like all kinds of crazy things. And that just goes to show that it's not really about toys. It's not about material items. It's literally about the imagination of a child, a parent being present, that they know that they have the emotional support from. Like, really, excuse me, what more do you need for a child?
Yeah. No, it's just, again, it's just absolutely, it's been mind bending for us because back to, everything has been a lie. Society's been a lie. It's just been one big, just eye opener for us.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things she said that like your child needs you the most is from age 1
0 to
or
3.
0 to 3, sorry, from 0 to 3, because that is a period where the brain develops, was it like 80-90%?
I think it's like 80 some percent.
80 some percent, that's where the brain develops.
Yeah.
And if you kind of put more stress during those times, it's going to affect that brain development.
Yeah. And the worst part is people in our generation we want to build resilient kids, which is fine, but I think we're taking it in the wrong way.
Oh man, that's a good segue.
Right?
Okay.
We
So
want to build, sorry, maybe I should say we want to build
independent kids.
Not resilient.
Yeah,
But
because resilient is different. Resilient is what you want. Independent,
yeah.
right? Resilience kind of like mental toughness and everything is
But again, is that good too? I don't know.
mental tough. I think mental toughness is good. Yeah, resilient
In a
kid. You
way.
want to build resilient kids. You don't want to. I feel like you don't want to build like. I feel like the main phrase has been you want to build an independent kid, right? Isn't that like kind of the like
What we want now for our children?
just
Or-
always, I guess, in this culture?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just
I mean, you gotta think,
be
right?
independent, be who you are. And I think that's
Well,
right.
I feel like, because even, okay, let's go back to sleep training. Parents now want their kid to be independent as quickly as possible. And by that, I mean sleep by yourself at 6 months and then boom, rest of your life,
Yeah.
go sleep by yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Like us.
Like us, exactly. Like what we
Yeah.
said. We were proud of the video and then this, that. But now it's like, okay, now we have to rethink.
Yeah. Or just, yeah. And rethink, reevaluate where we went right and where we went wrong.
Yeah.
Because there was definitely things that we did that potentially Dr. Erica Komisar's viewpoint was probably very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
However, yeah, like I just, this is the problem. Like, I just don't know anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't know what the answer is. I thought that was a great thing.
Yeah.
And it might still be a good thing, but there's maybe in the middle.
I would say so.
Like,
yeah.
for,
I think we were extreme on one end, you know, with like sleep training. This is what you gotta do to get your kid to sleep by themselves. And now we're like on the other side now. We're just like, maybe our kid needs to sleep with us more often. You know, maybe they should have slept with us. Yeah. So we went from like one spectrum to the other, and we're trying to find a balance. And it kind of sucks to get caught in between because we feel, I don't know, feel a little hopeless. And
yeah, we just don't want to revert back to the behaviors that we were struggling with.
yeah.
And that's our biggest fear right now, is because she will take advantage. Like, that's the tough thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I guess the other thing is we have a baby on the way, and I think that's my biggest fear. If we didn't have a newborn coming, I think we would have been a little bit more like, yeah, you know what, scrap all this. Like, if she wants to come sleep with us every night,
right,
then I guess she's going to sleep with us every night.
Well, I think that's the thing I just thought of it now. Is like, we don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we don't know. You know, I feel like when the newborn comes, and then all of a sudden at 4 a.m, she barges into her room and she's screaming, and then wakes up the baby. I feel like we would make a change from that point on.
Right.
But I feel like we're anticipating something that we don't even know yet.
It's true, and
the
you're
baby
very right.
could sleep through it.
Yeah, because little lady slept through lots of stuff.
Exactly.
That we never expected her to sleep through.
So yeah, like, let's not worry too much about that, but
Yeah.
let's worry about her. You know, like, what does she need from us?
Yeah.
Because again, our oldest Peanut, she's she's. I feel like, yeah, she needs us. You know,
Yeah.
she really needs us, and she's been like that since she was born, and I'm happy that we were there for her.
Yeah, which makes me curious of what did we do after listening to Dr. Erica. I'm like, where did we go wrong? Because she's definitely an emotionally sensitive child from birth, because that can happen with children. And I think we just didn't necessarily adjust the right way because we didn't know how.
Yeah.
So again, it's one of those things, we can't beat ourselves up for the information that we didn't have. However, we can't beat ourselves up for the information that we have now that we maybe either don't want to do or aren't ready to do, or, you know, and it's stressful. It's so stressful to make the right decision all the time.
Yeah.
Being a parent it's a constant stress factor to me.
It really is.
And I guess my thing too, with the newborn, I'm going to be breastfeeding this baby. So what happens, and this is again, maybe where we need you to really step up, because I can't be in 3 places at once. And when each child is constantly needing me, it's emotionally draining on me. It stresses me out, and that's not good for anybody.
Yeah, I think we have to develop strategies as well, because I can't be there all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, I think either, you know, if I'm there, then maybe you go breastfeed somewhere else, or...
I'm thinking middle of the night specifically. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Middle of the night, like if you're breastfeeding, Peanut barges in kind of thing?
Yeah, and then she's crying.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm just having PTSD of little lady and
Right,
Peanut,
right.
and how stressful that was for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, no, I think, that's pretty easy. I feel like the hardest part is like during the day when they're all awake and like...
Well, easy for you to say when you don't even wake up when
Yeah.
little lady or Peanut are crying, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm the one that's immediately triggered by it
Yeah.
naturally as the woman, right?
Right.
So, like, for me, it's kind of like, yeah, I guess that's my biggest fear right now, is sleeping during the night, waking up every couple hours with a newborn, potentially waking Peanut up, barging in, and then I can't move because I'm breastfeeding. And so how am I catering to all of these kids, you know?
I just got to step up. So
Yeah.
step in.
But again, that's just a big fear that I have right now,
Right.
especially if she consistently comes into our bedroom at night.
Right. Yeah. I guess I guess we'll see. I don't know what to say
But you're
about
right. We can't anticipate all of this
that.
stuff.
I just
but-
don't know. I don't know the answer. We'll see. All right, guys, a quick segue from the video. Thank you so much for watching the video. We really, really appreciate you guys tuning every other Wednesday and watching us. Mel and I really appreciate that. But if you want to sign up for our newsletter, it is at www.rawparentingpodcast.com, where you get a newsletter once a month, and we won't spam you yet. Anyways, back to the video.
Do you want to do a like and subscribe or?
Oh, right. And also, if you like the video and you want to keep up with us every other Wednesday, like and subscribe. And yeah, back to the video.
Okay. All right. Anyways, we just went on a huge tangent with all of that. And I think that we are anticipating a future that hasn't even happened yet. That's just a typical stressor, typical parent thing, I feel like. So jumping back to Dr. Erica, she has said many things, which we hope to do an additional video on in the future. She's touched on daycare, which was a huge hit for us, even though we barely had Peanut in daycare. So stay tuned for a video about that. Next is something else that hit us hard was about the family that she mentioned, and how we as a society have all just felt like, get away from my family. Like, I don't want to be with them. I need to have my own house. I need to either move away because of a job. I need to isolate myself from my family. When you need them the most is once you have children. So that kind of hit us hard, I would say.
Yeah.
And not like we've moved away from our family, but...
No. I think it's good to explore other cities and, if you want to go travel, this and that.
When you have kids?
No, like... typical culture here is 18, you move out, go to school, graduate, go and move to any city that you want.
I guess. Now it's 30.
Yeah, seriously.
30 years old. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think it's just been, yeah, just we need family. Yeah, let me regroup that.
I feel like the importance of family has been lost a little bit. Just in the sense that it seems like people are just, how do I say this nicely? But people are just so messed up now. In a way that like we don't want anything to do with somebody because of one thing, or I don't know. I feel like we just don't appreciate people as much as we used to.
Yeah, we've completely lost I don't know, like the typical meaning of family, I feel like, yeah, I feel like we're just like so independent in this culture and so isolated. And it's because we've been trained to do that literally since we were a baby. Like sleep training, you gotta be by yourself. And go daycare by yourself. Like everything has been by yourself up to a point where you're just like so comfortable being by yourself that you just don't have a foundation of family anymore. And I feel like family is just so important.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because even just being conditioned to, daycare and then go to school next, and you're in school, like you're away from your family a long time. During a day.
And
I think there was a report on how, 90 minutes that a parent actually spends with their kid per day when they're awake?
Yeah.
90 minutes.
There's how many minutes in a day?
Tons.
Tons.
So, I mean, that's very alarming.
And 90 minutes does not include you cooking, shopping with them. This is like independent time you actually hang out with just you and your kid.
Right. Yeah. Quality time. Is. And also there's that saying too, like you can't have, or what's better, quality or quantity? Well, you can't have quantity you can't have quality. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Something about like you can't have that if you're not present, regardless.
Right. Yeah.
Right? You can't have quality time if you're not there.
Right.
You can't have a quantity of time if you're not there because you're working. And 90 minutes for a child, like, really?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, that's insane to hear that number.
Yeah.
90 minutes.
90 minutes.
Yeah, it's very... Again, learning all of this stuff is just...
It's just been, again, like, I just had it wrong all this time. Because, like, when I look at a third world country or whatever, like, I don't even third world, like, just other cultures,
We always think we feel bad for them, right?
I always feel bad because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like the kid is just roaming around in their house in the streets or whatever,
Yeah.
and but you know what? At least they're with their family.
Yeah. Is that better? Yeah.
All right.
We don't need anybody jumping down our throats about saying
Exactly.
having a second world.
We're still processing all this, so calm down. Like
Yeah, it's just
it's just like,
you
yeah,
really see, and here's the thing. We have been on this path of growth as people, and then you hit a brick wall
yeah.
and you feel like you've been punched back down a set of stairs.
Seriously.
And so now we're just like, oh, great. Like, is this a regular occurrence when I'm this pregnant that we have these like huge issues? Because we
It's
kind of have the same thing with little lady where we're like, dear God, what is our life?
yeah, it's been a huge enlightenment.
Oh, yeah.
And to think, right? Like a lot of countries in this world, they have their family all live in the same house. If we think of Italians, they have three levels: the grandparents and parents, and then the kids live somewhere in the
Yeah.
house. And I just think like that's so beautiful. And like
Well,
we need our parents. We need our parents to be there.
yeah.
And I mean, not all the time you get along with them, but the ones you do, I can't imagine how great it would be to all living in the same. I mean, the idea of it sounds nice.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a hypothetical situation.
Yeah.
If you do really get along with your parents, and they're in charge of like cooking and looking after the kids, and you're in charge of making the money and support the whole family, like, and your kid is there to be with someone that they're going to see for the rest of their life, which Dr. Erica has mentioned. That's very important. You know, she just mentioned that daycare is the absolute worst thing you can put a kid in.
The very
Literally
last
nothing.
option that anyone should ever choose.
Seriously, go with your grandma, uncle, papa, anyone else before like daycare. Daycare is just
Which isn't actually hilarious because when we were in China, remember, it was always the grandparent, which is also not 100%. They kind of have things not great either because literally you're raised by your grandparent.
well, in China,
It's beautiful, but it's not at the
it
same
depends
time.
what area you're in, because like a lot of people travel outside the city for work.
Yeah.
But like my cousin, right? Like his grandparents are with him all the time. And this
Yeah.
and that. So it depends where the job is. But yeah, in some culture situation, yeah.
But I mean,
parents are
that's
raising
still
kids.
better. I feel like most of them will rely on their
better than daycare.
parents. It's better than daycare because they still have that family next of kin connection. But I remember my cousin saying that when he was over in Europe, it was literally the 3 Fs: family, food, and fashion. That's all they cared about. Like it was never anything more than that. And I think that that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, fashion, I think it's funny.
Fashion, yeah, fashion.
But
Yeah.
they're all very much apparently. I've
But then
never been
again-
to Europe, but
Very fashionable in Europe, right? Like that's
yeah.
French,
Right? And
very
like Paris and like all the fashion
Gucci,
weeks and this
Versace,
and that.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I get
It
it.
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and they all like they live like that. Like they all will live in a house and yeah. I mean, what if you had like a sick individual condo of like 3 different levels? And then like
Yeah.
as you age, is it what you go up? But that wouldn't make sense because if you're older and you have to do stairs.
Yeah, no, it should be
Anyways,
down.
it should be moving down. But anyways, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Like,
Well,
and we don't have any of that now. We're like, get out of my way. Like, I don't want you in my house. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little extreme, but
Well, and then just like with parents, I imagine the knowledge that they would be passed on to you. And if you're raising your kids,
they
and they should. And again, I'm talking about like a
perfect
like
ideal
a
situation.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
like a decent, I don't know, yeah, like a decent situation, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right, the knowledge that can be passed down. And again, another thing that this doctor talks about is certain like it goes back, right? If there's a disengaged mother for you, even if they are there for you and you're not in daycare, you're still not going to turn out necessarily the best because of the like how your mother was. If your mother is emotionally unavailable, it doesn't matter that she's there physically because emotionally she's not there.
Yeah.
And so that's the unfortunate thing is it's never too late, but I feel like like the generations past, it's kind of hard to recoup all of that stuff. But yeah, either way, family is important. And I think we've lost that. Raising our kids is important. And I think we've lost that. And we have shifted our mindset to think that I don't want to say everyone thinks money is important, but you need money to survive. And unfortunately, the cost of everything makes it hard with that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say everyone is a narcissist, but we are all very selfish in these times, I would say.
It's kind of weird because I feel like most people know family is important.
They know it,
I feel like
but
most people like put family over everything, right?
have we lost sight about what that means?
I think we lost that what it means.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think we just
Because I think you're right. I think a lot of people are like, I'll do
seriously,
anything for my family. But it's
exactly.
like, well, if you think that working 24/7 is providing and doing everything for your family, like it's not. Like it's actually doing worse for your family
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
sense. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think the definition of a lot of things for parenting has been twisted
yeah,
into something that it's not.
yeah. And we need lots of help. We need our parents to be there.
At what capacity can they be there though?
Yeah. What do you mean?
I just mean like, are you talking physically to be there or mentally to be there?
Like
Because
all. And I think the reason why
I guess I'm asking you, like, our parents specifically or just parents in general?
oh, just in parenting in general.
Parents in general.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Yeah, we need our parents for sure.
everybody need their parents, and I'm wondering if I don't know, let's just speak on just our culture, like your Western society, like, and I feel like like do all the issues that we have now, and that fact that not, I feel like a lot of us are not close with our parents, and as I wonder if it's because of all the small T traumas that we've all been through, and we're just not connected with our parents anymore.
Right. And it's, I mean, let's face it, our generation is a study
How
of all of
awful
this,
daycare is.
of daycare specifically. Yeah, because
Yeah.
the 90s is when women started working more, right?
Yeah.
More so.
Yeah. More educated and
More educated. Yeah.
it's a
Rising up.
culture to work now, this and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like yeah, we've lost it. Yeah, we've lost it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's it going to take?
I think it takes talks like this. Yeah. I think just people realizing and yeah, just doing the small things, but yeah, no, our culture's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad to say, but it's absolutely broken. And we are raising broken children that are lost in this world. And the only thing that they should have is their family, and they're, miles away, and or they don't talk to them anymore because the bond wasn't there in the first place to hold them together, Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very unfortunate because, yeah, our parents are just as lost as we probably feel now.
I think so.
And they just didn't have the abilities to learn from it like we do, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, breaking that generational cycle. If you haven't watched our video on that, you should definitely go check it out. We'll link it above.
Yeah.
Breaking a generational cycle is very, very difficult because it's all an onion and each layer has to come off,
And
right?
you stink, per your eyes. You cry.
It'll burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, our society is very broken. All the information that we've ever thought we've known about raising kids today is false.
It's false.
And it's very disheartening.
It really is.
It breaks your heart to see kids now and how they're growing up, what our future for our children is going to look like.
Well, not ours. Ours will be all right, but I think.
Sorry. Yeah. Not
Yeah.
ours, but
Yeah, I think.
as a whole society.
Yeah, as a whole. Yeah.
And if you as a parent are not focused on the development of your young children, take this as a wake-up call.